You're watching Feast Week on ESPN, presented by Lowe's. Today we get set to crown a champion. The Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders get set to take on the Bradley Braves in the championship game of the 2024 Myrtle Beach Invitational. Both teams 2-0 for the tournament, 5-1 on the season, coming off semifinal wins on Friday. Turn the right to play for the title here today. Welcome everyone inside the HTC Center. Mike Corey alongside Randolph Childress. This has been a lot of fun here with this tournament. It all got started with a Middle Tennessee overtime win on Thursday, and we've had a lot of games coming down to the wire.
We have, and I expect this one to be no different. We got two teams here, really physical teams. They have positional length throughout their roster. They're really physical on the defensive end of the floor, but they're also on the offensive end very efficient, and you need to be when you want to win it. Myrtle Beach Invitational Championship.
Started off with Middle Tennessee, one of the top scorers for the tournament, Justin Porter. He has had 50 points in the last two games total.
Justin Porter's a three-level scorer, really electric in transition. Really shoots it well from behind the three-point line of 40%. He has to carry the offensive load at times here. Unfortunately for Middle Tennessee State, they're missing the starting point guard, Jalen Counter. He's out, and you don't want to lose depth in a championship game if you're playing 3 games in 4 days, especially when you're competing on the other side against Duke Dean. The Missouri Valley Conference preseason player of the year sets the table for the Bradley Braves. Really quick, has surrounded by shooting. So the ability to, his penetration and ability to keep him out of the paint will be the key to this game.
Duke Dean, 10 points in the first game, 12 in the second. He's got 13 assists as well for the tournament. Has been the spark for this Bradley team that's off to the 5-1 start. They've won 4 games in a row. Middle Tennessee has won 2 in a row. But to your point, Randolph, it's how are these teams going to respond? 3 games, 4 days, but I'm sure being up for a championship, you got to be ready to go.
These coaches admit they don't know what they're going to get. When you play 3 games in 4 days, you have no idea.
Our officials today, Bert Smith, Orlandis Poole, and Steve McJunkins. Earlier today, Princeton knocked off Portland 94-67. They lost their first 2, and then they came out big here today in the final game of the tournament.
I thought today was the first time they looked themselves here.
USF beat Wright State earlier too as well, 73-72. A very good Wright State team. It's going to finish 1-2 for the tournament. Here's a hook shot, no good by Mustafa to get things started for Middle Tennessee. Here's your starting 5 for the Bradley Braves. How about Zeke Montgomery as well, number 3, pretty much at the game winner at the end of the night.
He's a big playmaking guard for Bradley. His numbers are just insane. He's shooting 48% from the field and 53 behind the three-point line. He just scores it at all 3 levels. They love to put the ball in his hands in the middle of the floor because with his size, he looks over the defense and can make shots not only for himself but for create opportunities for his teammates.
And the starting 5 for Middle Tennessee, you alluded to it. Cameron Weston, 24, is going to get the start today for Jalen Counter, who's out with a leg injury that he suffered on Friday.
Well, nothing to be worried about early. I mean, you're talking about an all-conference guard here for Conference USA. The depth gets to be a concern again because it's 3 games in 4 days, and it's not an entirely deep roster.
First basket was scored by Isam Mustafa. Now it's a 3 in the corner for Justin Buford for Middle Tennessee. They're off to the 5-0 start.
It's a great start by Buford. That's only his 4th 3 on the year. Not known as a shooter. It's a great sign for them when you're lacking depth.
Been with this program a long time. He's played over 100 games at Middle Tennessee. The senior out of Selma, Alabama. Top side 3, that one's good. Right back the other way. Almar Atlason.
Atlas is not your typical big. He wants to play outside. He plays almost inverted. He allows these guards to get in the paint because he's such a deadly 3-point shooter, shooting over 42% from 3. It's important. Mustafa goes at him in the inside, punishes inside.
Coming off the screen, lands. That's a 3. That's no good. It's tapped out. Duke Dean got a hand on it, and now it's Christian Davis spinning and being rejected inside. That was Kamari Lands that came back to make the play for Middle Tennessee. For head coach Nick McDevitt, who took over after being the head coach at UNC Asheville for 5 years, 12-year assistant before that.
fun to watch him play. His guys, his staff, he and the staff run great stuff. Big sign for Duke Dean there. He's been struggling from the field. But that's been the only thing he's done wrong, is probably not shot the ball great. Got dinged up in the first game here Thursday. Second half of Friday, things started to turn around. He started to feel like himself. Comes out strong, hits his first shot.
Now here's Weston. Dean trying to go down to take the foul. No call. Now Weston is fouled, and he'll head to the line for 2. Bradley's head coach, Brian Wardle, who's really done a nice job here now in a decade coaching the Braves. This is a team that's won 7 of these in-season tournaments in their history. 3 of them have been under this guy. They won the 2018 Cancun Challenge, the 2021 Haskins Invite, and also the 2023 SoCal Challenge. So trying to make it 4 here in Myrtle Beach today.
He is, and it was great talking to him because he's really happy where he is, and that's critical. I mean, you know, there's been opportunities for him to move on, and he really likes where he is. He embraces the community. They've embraced him, and I think you got to enjoy it while you have him, because I just think he's such a good coach. I can't imagine why some high major program, you know, isn't ringing his line sometime soon.
Agreed, and we talk all about players sticking around all the time, right? What about coaches? I mean, how about stability here for Bradley?
Well, it makes it easier for you players like Duke Dean and these guys to stick around.
Speaking of which, she knocks down the jumper, and Bradley's on top 8-5.
He is the focal point of the Blue Raiders defense, and it hasn't been good so far. He's off to a quick 5 points here.
And Porter responds. We talked about at the start of the broadcast. Justin Porter, we're tied at 8. Now it's Montgomery for 3. That's good. Wow, how about the rotation and the setup on these shots, Randolph?
Brad, it starts again, Duke Dean's penetration. And when you look at this is the 3-point shooting percentage of the 3 starters. Zeke Montgomery shooting 52%. Christian Davis is shooting 50%. And Darius Hannah is shooting 53%. And the starting center is shooting 42%. So Duke Dean penetrates. He's surrounded by great shooting.
Excellent defense there from Darius Hannah for Bradley.
Ball screen defense is the key. How do you guard the ball screen hands off with Duke?
Atlas
Duke Dean.
Over Mustafa, doesn't go. Rebound by Weston.
And Mustafa has to be careful. He knows Atlas is such a great shooter. He wants to show and come back. He's got to make sure he gets in front of the basketball.
That's a moving screen on Middle Tennessee. It'll turn it over to Bradley when we come back. 11-8, the Raiders lead early here from Myrtle Beach. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by visitmyrtlebeach.com. Find where you belong at the beach.
I've heard it all my life. Don't buy fancy coffee. But here's the thing. I like my daily dose of vanilla latte. With SEFQ's help, I know I'm managing and spending my money in a way that works best for me. And I can keep track of my spending just like that. Boom, mobile app. I'll take a muffin too. Since I got an account with SEFQ, I'm doing things my way, and that's what really matters. Ooh, that's good.
Being the best takes hard work. It takes early mornings, planning, precision, sweat, sacrifice, and teamwork. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in their game. Old Dominion Freight Line, helping the world keep promises.
Feast week, and 100 miles down the road is the Charleston Classic and the championship game featuring Drake and Vanderbilt. Drake knocking off Miami and FAU. Vandy with wins over Nevada and Seton Hall. Both teams are a combined 11-0, and that's coming your way tonight at 8:30 right here on ESPN. MVC representing.
How about the Missouri Valley Conference here? Just an amazing showing here early in the season in November, and two of their teams in the championship rounds of the tournaments.
Drake, they're at number 5, and Bradley, the preseason #1 ranked team in the Missouri Valley this season.
I think this team is just really, really talented. And again, you talk about Duke Dean, as you see here on your screen, being surrounded by so many shooters, and then when they go to their bench as they have now, and Yanovich comes in and he's improved so much, but he puts so much pressure on your rim on his rolls, and he becomes a lob threat. So how you defend these ball screens will be critical.
You're talking about number 14 in white, Hamet Yanovich, a big guy who's at the foul line right now. Connor Dillon is also in number 2 for this Bradley team. It's out to Dean in the corner, 3, tough shot. Hannah with the offensive rebound.
Middle Tennessee State is forced to play more zone today. The depth, they're missing 2 essentially starters for them, or rotational players, I'd say, and 1 starter, and they don't have a lot of depth. You're playing your 3rd game in 4 days. That doesn't seem to bother Duke Dean at all.
Duke Dean has been outstanding. He's got 7 points already here in this first half for Bradley as they lead it by 5. 3 ball, Buford, and rebound by Yanovich. Dean again. We see that a few times in this tournament, right? All the guys are starting to hit a couple shots, and then they're just keeping to bring it out a little bit further.
Well, he's knocked down a few shots, so he's feeling the heat check there. He's an exceptional mid-range shooter, gets the friendly bounce there. Hasn't shot it well to start the year, but you can see he's forcing the action a little bit. But he sets the table for everyone else with his penetration.
Yanovich got it knocked away, and Buford comes up with a steal for Middle Tennessee. Weston gets the step, takes it in strong, and it's tapped up and in with a little help there from Yanovich for Bradley.
I thought early on, Middle Tennessee has settled for threes. They knocked down a few, but you don't want to get into a 3-point shooting contest with Bradley. I think that's their biggest advantage in this game, is their consistency from behind the 3-point line.
They credit Chris Loof with the basket for Middle Tennessee, and Dean again for 3. He's already in double figures. Second 3-pointer, he's got 10 points.
Coach McDevitt can't be happy with that. He told us before the game the key is ball screen defense, but it's really hard. The quickness of Dean and getting in the paint.
Loof on the 3, that's no good. Hannah's got it. Dean at 10 points in the last game. Look at this, from beyond NBA range. And a fight for it, and Middle Tennessee's got it. Torrey Alston.
Duke Dean's on the heater right now.
Yeah.
He's in attack mode.
He had 10 points in 33 minutes of action on Friday. He's already got 10 points in 7 minutes of action here today. Weston with a tip, no. Yanovich has it for Bradley.
You'd like to see someone cut from the weak side there. Great job of Weston getting in the paint.
Oh, nice block there from Loof. Buford trying to go coast to coast. Loof the offensive rebound. The stick back, got it, and is fouled.
Who's going to step up from the bench? It's going to be the key for Middle Tennessee. Loof right now showing you that on both ends of the floor. He got the block on the other end. Offensive rebound put back here. Just creating opportunities for himself. Yanovich rotates over to block the shot. One thing you love to see with your bigs, if you don't allow a guard to get inside and box you out.
They call Connor Dillon on the foul, his first. Porter goes to the bench here for Middle Tennessee. We'll talk to Coach McDevitt. He's got the mask on there, right? Okay, he broke his nose in the 3rd game of the year versus Evansville. The original mask wasn't fitting too well, so they had to get that corrected.
Trust me, for someone that's broken their nose and tried to play with it, that is uncomfortable. It is really annoying, and he has adjusted to it well, and it hasn't affected his shooting at all. definitely hasn't affected his appetite for shooting.
Well, maybe the old one then, because he's only scored under 10 points twice this year out of the 6 games, and it was with that whole mask, and now he's got it kind of figured out. He's ready to go. 50 points for the tournament in the 2 games.
And they're going to need some scoring out of him today. You see they're having to play more zone. McDevitt was just concerned his depth, losing counter Friday, not being able to practice much yesterday to even get his team in the rhythm or anything. He just kind of walked through things yesterday, which is normal when you're in a tournament like this.
Atlason knocking down the 3 and then a block inside, and he does it on both ends. And we're going to have a foul on Middle Tennessee as the officials discuss it. And the Bradley fans.
Yeah, Atlas has been challenged on the defensive end before. He's had some issues staying in front of the basketball there. And look at him come from the weak side. Great job just walling up there, blocks the shot, fights through it and draws the foul.
They're going to call it on Porter. That's his first for Middle Tennessee. 6-point Bradley lead as Johnson floats it up. No good. Rebound here by Trey Green.
Middle Tennessee wants to continue to get the ball in the paint, not get into a 3-point shooting contest.
Luke being aggressive. Bradley wanting to push off there. They didn't get the call. Instead, they got the rebound. Here's Montgomery. Montgomery. Nice.
He's just continuing to play really, really well. At his size, Zeke Montgomery is a 6'6" guard, returns home, and just rewarding the Braves with his consistent play. Montgomery bends the corner, pivots, plays off 2 feet, knocks down the jumper, puts the Braves up 7.
I've heard it all my life. Don't buy fancy coffee. But here's the thing. I like my daily dose of vanilla latte. With SEFQ's help, I know I'm managing and spending my money in a way that works best for me. And I can keep track of my spending just like that. Boom, mobile app. I'll take a muffin too. Since I got an account with SEFQ, I'm doing things my way, and that's what really matters. Ooh, that's good.
Marines are made for this. Made for the calling only warriors can answer. Made from an unshakable belief in our nation and a strength that comes from the determination to win together. But you'll have to earn your place among us, because you don't join the Marines. You become one.
A legal court storming. Corey Close's team has been top 5 coming into the year, a lot of expectations, but they have not trailed for 1 single second in this game against South Carolina.
Well, you write a check to the collective already.
Hey, I love Corey. I'm here for Corey, but the Bruins have never beaten #1 in the country, Zoop.
49.9 seconds away from doing it. As Sean said, they had been 0 for 20. Fellas, that's about to end.
All right, Zubin, Seth, Josh, thanks very much as we welcome you back here to Myrtle Beach. 21-13. Bradley leads it by 8 with 11:23 to play in this first half. Duke Dean with already 10 points for Bradley.
He's come out really aggressive, and he was the focal point, and he's showing you why. He's the preseason player of the year, and they have, the scouting report was, how do you handle the dribble handoffs and him in ball screens, and they just hadn't done a really good job of doing that, of corralling him. You've got to corral him, but you're afraid because there's so much shooting around him. You stay home as a weak side defender. No, you got to get in the gap. You got to spend extra attention to him. He's just a really talented player and hurts you in so many different ways.
You see it right there, almost outscoring Middle Tennessee by himself. 50% shooting for Bradley from the field. They hit 5 3-pointers already in this first half. The Blue Raiders are 1 for their last 7 from the field. Got to get something here on this possession.
Yeah, Bradley comes out. They're in zone now.
Nice cut, and that's Buford getting the pass for the easy 2.
Great weak side cut. You want to get the ball to in the free throw line area against the 2-3 zone. Great job there, and then the cut from the weak side.
And a foul underneath. This lands on the assist to Buford a moment ago.
Just a great job moving the basketball there. Get the ball there. Just a great cut from the weak side. Lance is a really talented player, former Louisville, Arizona State wing, really has the talent. And again, their starting five is really, really talented. They're just going to be forced to carry the load and play heavy minutes here, and that's a daunting task considering, again, we talked about it a bunch, the amount of minutes that they usually play, but they're going to have to play even more now. So you're going to see them play more zone on the defensive end of the floor, I think, to help preserve their legs a little bit. But it's a championship game, baby. You got to lay it all out. Rest days tomorrow.
Right. Mustafa was called for the foul, and Johnson hits both free throws.
Take a look there. That was Jalen Counter and Alex Ogilvy. You'll see both of those guys returning probably next week, Coach said, and it'll add to the backcourt depth.
And Bradley able to save it out of bounds off of Middle Tennessee. That was Corey Thomas that time. Excellent job there by the junior. This should be another early college basketball season classic here coming your way. Duke and Kansas. Cooper Flagg and company against Hunter Dickinson. That's Tuesday night. It's a Sonic blockbuster. It's in Las Vegas, and it starts at 9 o'clock Eastern right here on ESPN.
Blue Devils with a big win against Arizona the other night.
Yeah, and a tough schedule so far. I mean, look at this, and still what's coming up here.
Yeah, just Shire's getting his team ready for a championship run with that talent level that they have. Getting them tested early.
Tough fadeaway there from Dean. Buford up for Porter.
Look for a touch from Mustafa here.
You got it. Double team comes in, and he's going to be fouled.
It's a great job there. They're struggling in the offensive end. Can't allow Hannah to front him. Great job sealing, getting an angle and drawing contact.
Fouling Corey Thomas. And Isam Mustafa to the free throw line, who's very familiar with this arena because he spent his first 3 years here at Coastal Carolina before transferring to TCU, and then now here in this season at Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, his former coach is here. Came to see him.
That's right.
Coach Cliff Ellis stopped by to see us and gave us his book.
I got his book.
Got an autographed copy of his book, Life's a Dance.
There he is. Taking the game in here today. Nice cut. Montgomery, and he's blocked and fouled by Cameron Weston. And Weston's going to pick up his second for Middle Tennessee.
Just a great slip, expecting to stagger away. No, he doesn't like the foul. Got him to the body earlier, even though he got the ball late.
Zeke
Early big decisions you got to decide now whether you play him or not. But again, you don't have any other point guard play. You're missing your starting point guard, and now Weston's forced to play with multiple fouls.
Well, Trey Green is going to come in, number 11, who got extended minutes in the last game, right, with the injury for Counter. Now, as you said, Weston has to go to the bench with the 2 fouls. You can't let him pick up a third this early in the game. So Trey Green, just his 4th game of the season, has played about 29 minutes.
But Trey Green had a larger role a year ago. With Weston, who tore his ACL in the 2nd game of the season a year ago and missed out, it threw him into action. Now, with their full complement roster, he hasn't played much this year. But there is a level of experience he can draw on to help them out early here.
Well, Coach McDevitt has got to be excited the fact that they're dealing with a few injuries, and they're still 5-1 here to begin this season. A chance to win a championship today, and the drive by Lands for 2.
You got players like that can pick up the level of intensity on both ends of the floor to help your team. Lands has never lacked talent.
No, they have not. Hannah misses on the 3, offensive rebound Davis. Jonovic against Lands. Lands knocks it away, gets the steal. Now Mustafa. One-on-one with Junovic. Too strong.
Great job there by Junovic, just pushing him out maybe a step or two further, making that jump hook just a little longer. I think if you're Mustafa, you got to turn and face. You can back down the other guys, but Junovic is a big physical guy.
Makes the feed underneath to Hanna for the 2. And a mismatch there.
Yeah, Hanna's just, it's unbelievable. He's only missed 2 shots this entire tournament. He's missed 1 game, 1 shot in each of the first 2 games. But he's 11 of 13 from the floor.
And that leads everyone in this tournament, obviously, in terms of percentage at 83%. You're right, 27 points. We talked a lot about Duke Dean and Zeke Montgomery. What about 35 Darius Hanna?
It's unbelievable. You see the percentages in which he shoots. And I always say with players, your percentages tell you what you are. You know, that you know what you are. And Darius Hanna is shooting 75% from the field and 58% from 3.
Buford with the basket from Middle Tennessee. Now Davis gets it to Junovic and got it knocked out of his hands. Save from going out from Dean. Junovic, yes, look at that.
Couldn't do that a year ago. Just a massive step in his game, being able to play in that middle ball screen, in that middle area. Fake dribble handoffs now. Finish at the rim, catch it in a short roll. He's elevated this team because he brings a level of physicality for a 7-footer.
Originally from Serbia, they call him Meta. Now he's defending Mustafa here from Middle Tennessee. Wow, look at that move from Mustafa.
Great job by Mustafa. He needs angles to shoot over Junovic. That time he does. He's spinning. He can go over either shoulder, so you have to respect it. He doesn't favor any left shoulder or right shoulder.
Pass deflected out of bounds by Porter, and it's going to be Bradley ball when we come back.
You see here, Junovic shows, hey, you don't want to come over and rotate of a finish here. Mustafa's not having it. Fakes middle, goes baseline, nice lefty lay. We got a game here at Myrtle Beach.
I've heard it countless times. It doesn't matter where you get your car loan, but it should. When I got my car loan, CEFCU's experts and resources gave me all the help I needed. Plus, competitive rates and flexible terms. And their free pre-approval let me know my budget right away. So I knew exactly what I could afford before I even got here. And now, this ride is all mine.
Longtime ESPN announcer Bill Walton passing away this past spring at the age of 71. This is one of his favorite tournaments. Bill worked the Maui Invitational for so many years on the ESPN networks. This year's bracket, certainly one that he would be proud of as we remember Bill, and he'll be watching this year from above. And it all starts tomorrow, the Maui Invitational. The field featuring 4 top 10 teams, including 2-time defending national champion UConn. And a great quarterfinal round matchup coming as well with number 4 Auburn, number 5 Iowa State. That's going to be fun, and in remembrance of Bill Walton, upcoming.
It's an amazing feel, just unbelievable feel of play, but it just won't be the same without Bill.
I know. No doubt. Here today, you're watching the Myrtle Beach Invitational Championship game between Bradley and Middle Tennessee, and the Blue Raiders with a rebound as Justin Buford gets it up for Porter. They trail it by 6. Porter trying to cut it in half, and he does from deep.
He's an electric scorer, and he has to stay aggressive on the offensive end of the floor here.
Blue Raiders have hit 5 of their last 6 from the field now, and have come within 3. Thomas misfires, and Buford's got it. Now Porter on the take, and showing the versatility in his game right off.
a jet. Really, I mean, he gets from 0 to 60 fast, and you got to make sure you respect his first step. But when he lights you up for a 3 like he did the last possession, it sets you up for the easy drive-by like he just did.
That's what Coach McDevitt was telling us earlier when we talked to him. He comes from Tyler Junior College. He said, I got this guy because of his speed, and you just saw it right there in that last play.
Maybe force the action a little bit there, but again, just hit the previous 2 shots. He's got to continue to be aggressive.
What a feed from Johnson inside for Corey Thomas.
So difficult guarding this Bradley group. They're in that middle ball screen because there's great shooting on the outside. So if you roll to the basket, whether it's Janovic or if it's Thomas, you're not going to get much help from the weak side because they're afraid to give it up to 3.
Excellent look from the freshman Jaquan Johnson with the assist. 3-point Bradley lead coming up on 5 minutes to play here in the first half.
It's a bailout shot.
Tough one.
Yeah, it's tough. That's when you're guarded by Atlason. You got to take him in the post.
Here's Atlason on the fake. Dean, he's wide open for 3. And Davis, the offensive board for the moment, then it got taken away by Porter, and there's going to be a foul. Got hit in the face, and he's like, I've had enough of that here. Already has the mask on.
See there, Coach McDevitt telling him.
All right, here's your bracket for the Maui Invitational. Look at this, 4 top 10 teams. All comes your way, starts tomorrow on Monday.
Great opportunity for some of those teams to get some great wins early.
Sean Farnham earlier on ESPN was looking at that Auburn-Iowa State game, saying that could be a championship matchup right there between those two. I agree with him.
2 teams, ton of experience, incredible coaching. That's a championship, Maui championship level.
Yeah.
Not a first round you expect. That just tells you how loaded the field is.
31-28, Bradley by 3. 4.5 to go first half. Here's Weston, he's back in with the 2 personal fouls. Torrey Alston lost it, Loof's got it. Back into the hands of Alston. Wild shots blocked by Hannah. Shot clock's gonna go off.
Great defensive possession there by Bradley. Great defense out of the. Both team coaches do a great job at the timeouts. So Bradley was really solid defensively. Here's the 2-3 zone here by Middle Tennessee. Watch the middle of the floor here. And Bradley always uses Dean in the ball screen. You got to get out to the shooters.
Montgomery on the kick, and he misses on the mid-range after he stepped it in, and here comes Middle Tennessee. Go inside for Loof. One-on-one, and he's fouled by Hannah. Hannah picks up his first, and it takes us to a timeout. Middle Tennessee can cut it to 1 when we return. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Lowe's knows home improvement.
Seth, Sean, Zubin coming up on the Chief Halftime Report. Upsets everywhere you look in the men's and women's game. We'll get you up to date and get you set for Maui. What are we seeing?
Well, first of all, Coach and I were just talking about the very few opportunities in the course of a season to win a championship. Both these teams understand that. Middle Tennessee State has done a great job of sharing the basketball. Their offense is efficient in the semifinal. It's efficient once again today.
I'm really impressed. Brian Wardle, the job he's done, the consistency of their program at Bradley is absolutely tremendous. Great player at Marquette, terrific basketball coach, but the consistency and continuity of program in this world of mid-major college basketball, really impressive.
Say it to have.
All right, guys, thanks very much. Here's your ranked teams in Maui, right? We talked about it. 4 top 10 teams in the mix in the quarterfinal round matchups.
Just an outstanding field. That's what you expect. You come and expect in Maui, though. I mean, just always one of the strongest fields in any Feast Week tournament.
You heard Coach talking about in the studio a chance to win a championship. I mean, these mean so much to these teams, right? I mean, and especially these early non-conference matchups too. We know how critical it is in November and December to build up that resume come conference time.
Because in these leagues, they're one-bid leagues, and you treat these type of situations and you draw on the experience because they're going to need them in March. These teams want to get healthy and they want to be at their best in March. It's great to win this because you're going to draw upon that experience. Come March, when you're in the middle of, again, 3 games in 3 days at that point, trying to punch your ticket to the dance.
Here's Hannah with a hook. Got it.
We might have to call him Mr. Automatic. I mean, the guy just hasn't missed. He's just so comfortable in his game. He's a really good two-way player. He's 6'9". Look at this length. He can switch on ball screens. He gives you shot blocking.
2 of 3 and 13 of 16 for the tournament. Number 35, Darius Hannah in white for Bradley. 3-point Braves advantage. Porter going to stick with it. Look at the defense, how close this defense is by Bradley. Oh, nice move here. Loof again to the hole.
Loof is giving some really good minutes off the bench. Does a really good job, again, of using that rim for protection, so Hannah can't come from the weak side and try to block his shot.
He was on the Conference USA All-Freshman team last year, 4-time Freshman of the Week. And they are going to need a lot out of him. The sophomore at 6'11". 2:30 for this Middle Tennessee team. It's a 1-point game. Shot clock winding down here. Atlason in the corner. Count it.
That's what he does. Starting center, he stretches the D. You run your ball screens with him, and in any zone, anywhere, you get to space him, and he's a lights out shooter.
He's got 9 points, all on 3-pointers, 3 of 4 from 3-point range. Loof, I don't even know if he thought it was coming, but then he's going to take it in on Atlason, and he got it.
This is what you need for Middle Tennessee. You need someone from the bench. You knew you were limited, someone to step up, and so far Loof's been that guy.
Here's Duke team. That's a 3-ball. Way off that time. Rebound picked up by Trey Green, and now Middle Tennessee. Chance to tie it here or take the lead on a 3. They've led by as many as 5 in this game. They got off to the 5-0 start. Bradley's largest lead is 8 at 29-21.
These two teams are just so efficient on the offensive end, but defensively, they're both really solid.
Porter got it stolen here by Jaquan Johnson. Dean lofts it up for Hannah. Just timed it a little bit.
Great job there. And again, he uses the rim. So you can't time him to block it. Here he just gathers himself, makes sure the traffic clears out, creates space. Just great minutes you're getting.
I mean, he's got 11 points.
Yeah.
Randolph, in his next basket, he's going to have a career high.
In the first half.
Right. Yeah, that's what
you're talking about a guy that only averages 3 points a game. Right. But again, when you're trying to win a championship, you need someone to step up. So far, he's doing that.
Thomas has it here for Bradley. Christian Davis, that's a 3. It's good. He's been awesome shooting the 3-ball this entire weekend. 7 threes now already here in the first half, 7 of 15.
It's another guy that provides that positional length. 6'7" Davis is considered a glue guy, but he's so efficient. He's a really good 3-and-D guy.
Good contingent of Bradley fans behind their bench. The chance of defense cheering their team on here that lead by 5. 5 to shoot. Porter lost it, stays in Middle Tennessee, and then got 3 to shoot.
Great job here. Just executing the inbound out of bounds play, and you can't lose Christian Davis on the inbound. That
was a nice design on that one for sure. 3 seconds to shoot. It's up. Green got it. Big one there for Trey Green, and it cuts the lead to 2.
Both teams trading threes on baseline out of bounds plays.
And Bradley calls a timeout. Back with a final 14 and a half in a moment.
I've heard it countless times. It doesn't matter where you get your car loan, but it should. When I got my car loan, CEFCU's experts and resources gave me all the help I needed, plus competitive rates and flexible terms. And their free pre-approval let me know my budget right away. So I knew exactly what I could afford before I even got here. And now, this ride is all mine.
Being the best takes hard work. It takes early mornings, planning, precision, sweat, sacrifice, and teamwork. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in their game. Old Dominion Freight Line, helping the world keep promises.
Coach McDevitt told us he wasn't sure what he was going to get from his team with the injuries and the lack of depth that he had, but he said he was going to throw guys out there and challenge them to show up, and he's gotten that here. Not sure how many minutes Trey Green was going to get, and that's a big-time three there, answering the previous possession by Bradley. And he's a scorer this year, and it's a unique situation for him because he had so much playing time a year ago, really involved in things, not so much this year. Credit to him for being ready, getting the opportunity now. He's answering the bell.
What are you thinking on the final possession here for Bradley in the first half?
I think they're going to keep it in the middle of the floor, run a ball screen for Dean.
You called it. Off of Atlison. Dean. Now he throws it underneath for Hannah. Lobs it in there. Hannah, tough angle. Doesn't go. Porter. And that's going to be the end of the half. What a good one we've got here today. The Myrtle Beach Invitational Championship game. Bradley 39 and Middle Tennessee 37. Time now to get you to the studio. Zubin Mehendi, Seth Greenberg, Josh Pastner. It's all you guys.
Mike Randolph, thank you very much. Here we go.
And good to see you, Farney.
Welcome back to Feast Week, presented by Lowe's, as Bradley leads Middle Tennessee 39-37, getting set for the start of the second half. That's what they're playing for, the championship of the 2024 Myrtle Beach Invitational. Here today from the HTC Center as we look at our game track, which is presented by Visit Myrtle Beach.
It's what we expected, isn't it? I mean, Middle Tennessee needed someone from the bench to come in and give them great minutes. Luke did that, as you can see, on his way to a career high. Duke Dean's come out, been really aggressive. The advantage for Bradley's on the three-point line, and for Middle Tennessee, it's in the paint. So we've seen that. Not a lot of transition baskets, but good teams get back on defense and make you play against their set defense. So I don't expect that to change here in the second half.
Both teams at 5-1 this season. And a little bit of a hang-up here to begin the second half as they're fixing the net. This hoop. We'll send the teams back to their benches for a moment. Mike Corey, Randolph Childress with you here on this Sunday afternoon from Myrtle Beach. It's been a fun tournament and a lot of action all the way around. Thursday we had 4 games. Friday we had 4 games. 4 games today. A lot of games coming down to the wire. It was really this Middle Tennessee team that got it started with an overtime win in our first game of the tournament over Ohio on Thursday, 83-81, and then they beat USF to get to the championship here today.
I actually teased Coach McDevitt. I say, hey, you know, you got the easy, you know, it's easy now. You come to this thing to win 2 games, but you're here, you might as well try to win a championship. And, you know, he's made no excuses for his guys. He's challenged his guys to step up, and they're in a really good space here, in a really good position.
Well, they've won 7 titles in these in-season tournaments in their history. Middle Tennessee has 1 under McDevitt, which is back in 2022, the Northern Classic, and now they're trying to win the Myrtle Beach one here today. And our second half is underway. 2-point game. Bradley led by as many as 8. Largest lead of the day for Middle Tennessee was 5 when they got off to the 5-0 start. Here's Hannah, and that's how the second half begins.
Hannah comes out the first possession, a little upset. He missed his second shot. Into the first half, he only missed 2 in the entire tournament.
Mustafa. Wild shot doesn't go. Hannah's got the rebound.
And Mustafa's upset. There was some contact there when they're reaching by Hannah.
How about the versatility by these Bradley players that you're seeing on the court right now? now as a foul as Atlason goes in. I feel like everyone has the ability to drive, hit the three. I mean, it's pretty versatile.
It is. It's why they're such a difficult team to at any level, but they have such positional size. Outside of Duke Dean, everyone is 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", and they're versatile. They can change as Cameron Weston picks up his third foul, and that's big because he's the starting point guard. We talked about this in the open. Jalen Carter is out, and he has started point guard this entire tournament, and he's going to have to play. You have to figure it out.
There he is, 24, Weston with the three personals.
A lot of trust here by his coach. And
6-point game, 1 minute into the second half, quarter.
Mustafa in front, Mustafa in the post. He's got to continue to seal.
Comes out to set the high ball screen. They kick it down to Lands for a three. That got partially blocked. Offensive board by Mustafa, and he sticks it back up and in.
That's why you got to continue to seal. Your defender will be on your back. So if the shot goes up, you got inside position. Great job there finishing on.
6 points for the graduate student. Nice feed again inside Hannah. In front of Weston, he can't do anything there. It's an easy two.
Yeah, Mustafa extended the defense too far on that ball screen. You got to get back to Atlason because he's such a great three-point shooter. That time Hannah cut, they rotated up to Atlason, and Hannah punished him on the backdoor cut.
Hannah with 8 points. Atlason leads the team with 11. Dean's got 10, which he hit early in this game. Whistle here. Foul. Let's see. Yeah, it's on Atlason.
Atlason got caught there trying to rotate and switch back. He was trying to get on Mustafa and get Hannah on Lands.
It's a second personal foul.
Bradley now in that 1-3-1 zone.
Porter launching. That's out of bounds off of Bradley.
I think he has an extra gear about him. You don't mind him taking that shot occasionally, but you want him to continue to attack off the dribble with his speed.
Well, Coach really looking forward to seeing what Porter's going to bring this year as he launches on the jumpers. No good. He's tapped up. And a battle for the rebound is going to be a jump. It's going to stay with Middle Tennessee because last year, Porter, they had to move him into the point guard role, right, because of an injury, and that's not his position.
It's not. He's wired to score, and that's what you want him to do. It's just natural for him. A lot of guys, he's just such an elite scorer, and it comes to him so easy. You know, when you put him at the point guard position, because of injury, it changes his game, and then it affects the team in another way. But credit to him for just being able and willing to do it.
Three ball by Lands. That's good. Kamari Lands hits a three. Cuts the lead in half.
Good for Kamari Lands to see one go in. Now Middle Tennessee in their zone.
Davis responds for the three. Got it right back.
So many shooters.
Yeah.
It's just difficult. You gotta, if you play zone, you gotta extend it. And then that's where Mustafa gets dangerous because of his ability to punish you inside.
That's 4 players who have hit a three-pointer so far for Bradley. 3 of the 4 have hit 2 already in this game.
They were already their 8 of 16. We talked about the efficiency. I mean, for the year.
Porter kicks it for Buford. Back to Porter. Another long three. In and out. Middle Tennessee 5 of 12 from three-point range in this game. Montgomery took the contact and scores it anyhow.
That's what we talked about when we said positional length and size that they have. Zeke Montgomery is a 6'6" guard, and he has the ability to post up smaller guards. So
Buford, strong take.
No quitting these guys. Just a great game. Both of these teams want this championship badly. A lot of back and forth.
Bradley is 4 for 4 from the field to start the second half.
And this isn't against a guard. I mean, this is Toy Austin, who's 6'8", and he just backs him down and elevates over him. He's just playing at a high level right now. And he's one of many players that are just playing so great for this Bradley team.
Yeah, we talked to him yesterday after the game where he had the bank 3 late to help Bradley with the win, or on Friday, I should say.
Which is why I think they were here. That was a back and forth game, and he banks in a 3 at the top of the key.
To beat Wright State. And then Wright State with a tough luck loss by 1 today to USF, 73-72. And that's a very good team, by the way. Keep an eye on Wright State as this season progresses. It's interesting that they're kind of come out of here 1 and 2.
And they were really good. Brandon Knoll is just as good a big man as there is in the country, from a balance of being able to understanding what he is, scoring inside, scoring out. That Wright State team will have a lot to say about how things go in the Horizon this year.
Foul was on Chris Loof, his first for Middle Tennessee. And it's going to be Dean that's going to walk it up here for the Braves.
Really aggressive in the ball screen. They're concerned with Dean's penetration, so they're coming out using their length. He's only 5'8" to bother him.
Shot clock. Dean, 3 to shoot. Puts it up.
That's the shot we talked about at half. I'd like to see him put his head down and get in the paint. Outside of Yanovich, you got shooters surrounding you. Get in the paint.
Yeah, you were saying that because all the other players right now are shooting a very high percentage in this game.
He's doing you a favor at times when he shoots. And it's not because he can't shoot. It's because just the balancing of the team. Like right now, a shooter will get a wide open shot.
There's the extra pass. Atlas in for 3. Oh, it's tipped up and in.
That's why this team is so difficult to guard, because of that ability to stretch the floor and create opportunities for everyone else.
Almost 5 minutes gone by in the second half. 2024 Myrtle Beach Invitational Championship game. Playing for that right there. We'll be back with more after this. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Lowe's knows home improvement.
You're looking at the zipper ride here at Myrtle Beach. Bradley on a little run here, an 8-0 run, and the key to this game is stopping Duke Dean for Middle Tennessee. And I thought he was a little aggressive, overly aggressive in the first half with 10 shots. He gets off it with the shooting and spacing they have. They're going to get opportunities like this, even though they miss. Christian Davis comes in, cleans it up. With him drawing that much attention, he doesn't need to shoot the 3 or try to be aggressive to shoot. Just accept it, get it out of his hands, and I think they get an open shot.
Well, and you saw that play, and you saw Middle Tennessee, they were really out there on him. I mean,
yes.
They were double teaming him out by the NBA range.
They know how much he is, creative he is, and how much of a handful he is off the bounce, but they're extending their defense. If he just gets off it, I think more teams on it, when you're essentially getting trapped, just give a soft roll, get it to your big, he turns weak side, it's a 2-on-1.
And a foul on the drive, and Cameron Weston. And it's going to be on Bradley's Christian Davis. And it takes us to another timeout. We'll be right back. Bradley 52, Middle Tennessee 44 here in the championship.
It's a battle of blue bloods in Las Vegas. Cooper Flag and the Blue Devils take on Hunter Dickinson and the Jayhawks. The Terry's Chocolate Vegas Showdown. Number 12 Duke, number 1 Kansas. Tuesday on ESPN.
That's a big one for sure coming up on Tuesday night right here on ESPN. And you see Duke's tough non-conference schedule, to say the least, already with wins the other night against Arizona. That was a big win, a statement win there. You got Kansas, and then they got Auburn coming up on December 4th.
Just great test before you get into conference play there. Get this young group acclimated to playing big-time basketball when it matters most. Duke has a tech roster that can run. They can run in San Antonio.
Buford just gets it off for Middle Tennessee, and skying for it is Hanna, and it got to his teammate, and now here comes Duke Dean.
Lance is on Yanovich inside. They have that matchup if they want. No need to force anything, because now you have Luth guarding Dean. You don't need to set a ball screen because they're going to switch.
Davis. backs it off with 5 to shoot. Up deep, it's Johnson. He'll take it in, and he'll get rejected by Loof.
Great job there by Loof. How great is he? Minutes he's giving you from the bench.
Weston for 3. And rebounded by Dean. This is one of those tournaments, right, where you get in, you get a bunch of action, right? You gain some confidence. This could be a turning point for a guy like him for the season.
Well, he's forcing coach to play him, and he's also showing coach what he's capable of. And you know, you have Mustafa there, and so much of your offense is catered by him. But Loof is really giving you minutes, quality minutes.
Now here's Jonovic, and he takes advantage this time.
He's giving up maybe 60 pounds, Jonovic. I mean, he's just a physical specimen now, and this is what makes this Bradley team so deadly, is because he gives them physicality. Even when they win their league and they get into the tournament, he gives you size and rim protection to play against anyone. With the perimeter shooting they have and the ball screen ability of Dean presents a problem.
A nice take by Weston there from Middle Tennessee. A moment ago you saw a shot of Mustafa on the bench, probably thinking, hey, I'd like an opportunity potentially to defend this guy. See if he comes back in, and now it's back to Jonovic. Kicks it out to a wide open 3, nailed by Christian Davis.
I think they got to make the adjustment with Johnson and realize who's in the ball screen, but Jonovic is starting to really hurt them on a short roll. He's catching it inside here. Drop step, just too big, too strong. But here on a ball screen, he's catching it there, and he's automatically, no hesitation, firing into the weak side, which is an underrated skill for a big guy to be able to catch and see that. And obviously great coaching, but athletic ability by Jonovic. Not many bigs are able to understand what's going on in that weak side action.
Bradley has knocked down 9 threes in this game, 47%, really making it tough on opposing defenses to defend because they got so many shooters. As you said, they spread the floor very well, and it all starts with Dean. This is going to be a tough cover for teams not only in the Missouri Valley, but moving forward this season.
You're going to have to pick your poison. How do you want to guard these guys? I mean, how do you want them to attack you? Because they're so versatile in the ways that they can attack you. They have size, they have positional size. Outside of the point guard position, they're really big. They rebound well, they defend well, they have a level of physicality about them. And
there was Hannah running the break. Loof comes in and going to call it a goaltend.
I also think what you're seeing now is fatigue is starting to set in with Middle Tennessee as well. This Bradley team looks like the fresher team and starting to get out in transition there. There was only 3 points in the first half of transition.
Ball hit the backboard, and then it was touched by Loof. Obvious goaltend. Good call. 59-46. Bradley now with their largest lead of the day. Porter is out. They bring in Trey Green. Mustafa's back in. And look at the job by Johnson, forcing the issue in the defensive end all the way in the backcourt.
They're extending their pressure here. Johnson nearly created a turnover there. And that's what you do when you're a backup guard coming off the bench and you know there's only one point guard on the other out. That's your job. Pick them up 94 feet, pressure, turn them a little bit. They drop back in the zone. Someone's got to step up and make a shot on the perimeter here.
Buford nowhere to go. Lands 5 to shoot. Winding down again, hoists up a 3. Good look, missed it front rim. Rebound Johnson. And losing his shoe is Hannah. It's 4 on 5 for the moment for Bradley. And stepping out of bounds was Davis. Timeout. 11:40 to play. 13-point lead for Bradley in the Myrtle Beach Invitational Championship.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Now through November 30th, get a $110 rebate on passenger tires.
I've heard it all my life. Don't buy fancy coffee. But here's the thing. I like my daily dose of vanilla latte. With SEFQ's help, I know I'm managing and spending my money in a way that works best for me. And I can keep track of my spending just like that. Boom, mobile app. I'll take a muffin too. Since I got an account with SEFQ, I'm doing things my way, and that's what really matters. Ooh, that's good.
Turkey for the slam on day 4 of Feast Week here at the Myrtle Beach Invitational.
Turkey's giving out buckets here.
It's good stuff. Middle Tennessee and Bradley playing for the title here today. The 6th championship game in the Myrtle Beach Invitational. Last year, Liberty knocked off Vermont. And there's been some pretty good teams here over the years and going on to postseason play. We've had 9 teams from the previous 5 tournaments making the postseason, 7 in the NCAA, 2 in the NIT. You were here as a coach, right? Back with Wake.
We were able to get 2 wins. I think UCF won it that year.
Yep.
It's always been a really outstanding field and some really good teams.
Johnson with a foul for Bradley, his first. Well, and coming up later tonight at 8 o'clock, it's the 5th place game. We've got Ohio and Texas State. Each of those 2 teams 1-1 in the tournament.
They are. You want to leave here with 2 wins. When you can't win it, you don't care who they come against, but you want to go. You'd rather be 2-1 than 1-1. Got the Bobcats versus the Bobcats.
That's right.
Should be fun.
I'm just gonna have to say Ohio and Texas State all day. 3-pointer is no good by Green. And then as the shot clock's winding down, Weston now count it, and a foul. Alston following it up and got hit.
3-pointer that he had to take late in the shot clock. Great job there by Alston. Going up with 2 hands, taking the contact, and giving Middle Tennessee a bucket they desperately needed. I think they've settled too much here in the second half. I know Bradley's gone to more zone. Prior to that possession, 10 of their 15 shots have been behind the 3-point line. They've controlled the game for them in the paint. I think maybe it's fatigue, but they're starting to settle here as they're extending their defense. Got to find a way to continue to attack and get back and get in the paint, not settle as much.
Thomas had picked up his 3rd personal foul. It's now a 10-point game here. And they tried to throw it off of Middle Tennessee again. That time it was Davis instead. Weston had nothing of it, and they get an inside and another foul as it's going to be Trey Green to the free throw line for the Blue Raiders.
Great job there. Middle Tennessee team usually presses a lot more. They didn't press early, but falling behind, they got to try to do something different to create offense, and now they're extending the pressure there. Great job creating the turnover.
And so here's the situation. Corey Thomas picks up his 4th personal foul. 6th team foul on Bradley. So 1 more. Middle Tennessee shooting free throws for the rest of the game. We still have over 10 minutes left. But to your point, Randolph, they got to get to the rim, right? I mean, they're putting up a lot of shots late in the shot clock, too. Yeah. Credit Bradley defense. But if they can change some things around offensively like we've seen the last couple possessions and get back into this.
Well, Bradley's playing zone, but you don't have to settle for threes against the zone. You can still drive. And they got a good basket earlier by cutting against the zone. You can still move and not settle.
1 of 2 at the free throw line. 7 of 10. Alley-oop time. Alston just had to gather it and got it back out to Dean.
One good thing for Bradley is that Corey Thomas gets his 4th foul, but he's the 3rd string big.
Heads up. Hannah getting the feed, getting behind the defender for the dunk.
And that's what's happened. When you look at the lineup that's on the floor now, again, it's Duke Dean surrounded by everyone on the floor right now shoots over 48% from 3 besides Duke Dean. And you don't want you hugging up on weak side and you give up a layup.
Mustafa.
They're difficult to press because everybody can handle it and make decisions.
Foul on Mustafa. Davis is going to go to the line for 2 here. 4 players for Bradley in double figures.
You see everybody on the weak side here. They're hugging up against their shooters. They're worried about, they know the scouting report. And here just comes off, no one there on the weak side. And you're going to get opportunities like that because the shooter, they've been burned on getting that short roll pass, skipping into the corner 3. That time they stay hugged up on the weak side, give up the dunk.
I feel like Bradley's done a nice job of moving the ball with pace in this game, so it gets guys chasing, right? And you're almost kind of like, where do I got to be here?
They're so unselfish, and again, I can't tell you how impressive it is to see a group. They shoot 52% from the field and 43 from three. Their entire starting lineup, outside of the player of the year. I mean, just look at their, I mean, it's unbelievable the percentage and how efficient this team is on the offensive end of the floor.
2 fouls on Mustafa, who has it now and hands it back off to Green, Middle Tennessee. Weston. Side 10 to shoot again. Weston slicing through traffic. Wild runner doesn't go. Mustafa's there with the inside position and cleans it up.
That's a great job. He's fighting for position again. If they front drive it, he has the position to clean it up. That's the second time this half. You don't have to keep forcing him to try to throw it over the top. Just drive it. If you get to the rim, Mustafa's there to clean it up.
He now leads Middle Tennessee in scoring with 12 points, 5 of 9 from the field with 3 rebounds as well. Montgomery, fade away, and he's done well with that this tournament. Not that time though, and the rebound by Weston. Buford, oh, nice take.
Great job there. Continue to attack the paint. That's your strength. That's what you do well.
And Coach Wardle and Bradley with a timeout here. I want to see this run continue. The lead is down to 7.
Yeah, we talked about it. They shot way too many threes here in the second half. Got away with who they are. Put your head down, drive it. Great job there by Buford, laying it off. And Atlason there is concerned because Mustafa had just got 2 offensive rebound putbacks. That time he decides to stay home, and he gives up the layup.
4 of 5 they've hit from the field, 4 of their last 5 to cut the lead down to 7. Here's a look at the Charleston Classic, and we've got our championship game of this tournament 100 miles down the road in Charleston, South Carolina, coming your way tonight at 8:30 with Drake and Vanderbilt. These two teams combined 11-0 on the season. That's going to be a lot of fun, and that's been a great tournament this week as well.
It has, and we talked about Drake, but how about Coach Byington and the Vandy? The job he's done in the first year.
Here's your Valley postseason results from last year. Drake getting to the NCAA tournament. Bradley, a second round in the NIT, and Indiana State almost won the NIT championship falling to Seton Hall.
Coach Schultz did a great job. Now is at St. Louis, and just an unbelievable league. And this league's loaded. I mean, it's really this Bradley team, as we see here. I mean, you and I have been able to cover them a bunch of games, and it's just a really well-coached team.
They play off each other very well.
Really unselfish.
Yep.
Really connected group.
Well, to that point, 17 assists in this game to 23 made baskets. Johnson on the miss, tapped around, out of bounds. It's going to go to Middle Tennessee.
If Bradley takes care of the basketball and just continue to make plays for others, they're going to be difficult to beat.
Well, there's a foul here called. And that is the 17th foul committed by Bradley, so a 1-and-1 here. Yeah, that's what the fans were upset about. Like, that's off of Middle Tennessee, but they got fouled, so that's irrelevant. And going to the free throw line is Weston. Struggling shooting from the field, and even at the free throw line as well. He's 0 for 2, and he'll fix that, making the first.
No quit in this group. Fall behind, you know, your limited rotation. We've talked about their injuries in the backcourt. Guys just got to continue to fight and give all they have for the next 8 minutes. They're right here. They're right back in this game.
So that brace on the left knee for Weston, who tore his ACL in the second game last season. Now he's a preseason All-Conference USA selection coming in, and we need him this year. 5-point game. Coming up on 8 minutes to go. Johnson caught in a double team. Traveling violation.
Great defense there by Middle Tennessee. They tried to come up and force Weston because he's been in foul trouble with 3 fouls. They wanted to pick up a foul on him, put him in the ball screen. Great job moving his feet, coming over to help.
3 second-half turnovers for Bradley, none for Middle Tennessee. Total for the game 7 of 4. And that's one thing. Middle Tennessee's done a really nice job of taking care of the basketball.
Now Giannis is out of the game. There's no rim protection. Get it inside.
Mustafa doesn't go. A fight for it. Trying to get in there was Alstead. He lost it. Here comes Bradley. Duke. Dean. And he feeds it to Montgomery, and back out to the outside, and a foul is called as Hannah got checked by Alston. Starting to heat up here late. The lead was 13 for Bradley. It's down to 5. We'll be back.
I've heard it countless times. It doesn't matter where you get your car loan, but it should. When I got my car loan, CEFCU's experts and resources gave me all the help I needed, plus competitive rates and flexible terms. And their free pre-approval let me know my budget right away. So I knew exactly what I could afford before I even got here. And now, this ride is all mine.
Myrtle Beach Invitational. Let's go back to 2018. And UCF with the win. Baylor 2019. No tournament, of course, in 20. Utah State. UMass. And then Liberty last year with a win over Vermont. 71-61 the final to hoist the trophy. Who's going to do it here tonight? Bradley with a 63-58 lead over Middle Tennessee. Here's a look at the tote board, if you will, of the records here in Myrtle Beach that began on Thursday, and then we'll have the 5th place game coming up at 8:00 p.m. tonight over on ESPN2 between Ohio and Texas State.
Big game there. Give you an opportunity to feel good about yourself. If you can pick up 2 wins in a tournament like this, just looks great on the resume, but also more importantly for your group.
What do you got to do if you're Bradley here? All of a sudden the lead has been sliced down to 5 from 13.
I'm using Atlason and put him in the ball screen here.
And down to Hannah, misses from the block, and here comes Justin Porter for Middle Tennessee. Mustafa battling hard with Atlason on him. Dean comes down for the double.
Someone's got to help him weak side and cut. 4 guys are just standing on the 3-point line. Someone needs to cut to the rim. Give him a look the weak side. He does a great job. You want to teach your bigs when the double teams come and turn and face. Mustafa doing a great job there, being strong with the basketball, taking the contact, and has a chance to cut to this lead even more.
It's a 1-on-1. Dean with a foul. Mustafa from Cairo, Egypt, came to the United States his freshman year of high school in Arlington, Texas. Started his career at Coastal Carolina right here in this very court. Went to TCU for a year, now here in Middle Tennessee. Unable to hit the front half, though. That was big. Missing on the 3, Atlason. Offensive rebound, Hannah. That's no good. Mustafa had a hand on it and does corral it. That's the difference of what almost could have been a 4-point swing, right? You miss on the front half, could have had 2. You almost gave up 2. Instead, they keep it at a 5-point game.
With this lineup that's in for Bradley, Mustafa can get whatever he wants if he posts up now. They just don't have the size on the floor.
They go baseline, but nice help defense coming over, and they knock it away. It was both Hannah and Atlason there, and they make the defensive play.
They're conscious. They're coming to double. As a passer, you got to see the weak side defender there. Had to skip to the weak side.
Rotate it back out, reset, right, in the future on that situation.
Yeah, you can skip it across, and that play's always open there.
Atlason missing on the 3. Hannah, another rebound. It got tapped for the moment by Porter. And now driving in and getting the bucket is Davis.
Good possession there by Bradley. They had the 3s by Atlason.
And a block inside. Davis getting back on defense. He's got a team-high 17 points. Dean with a quick stop and pop. And it's a 3 in transition. And those last 2 plays hurt. 68-58 now, Bradley.
Middle Tennessee was on a run, but you give up an offensive rebound and it comes back to hurt you there. Christian Davis drives the closeout, takes the contact finish. Duke Dean pushes it in transition. No one stops the ball. You're going to pay for that. 3-ball top of the key. Letting his group know I am him. Push the Braves up 10.
Every one of these starters for Bradley are capable of leading this team in scoring, and we're seeing it case in point here tonight with Davis, who's got a team high and a game high 17 points for the Braves.
Just share the basketball. I mean, just do what you've done all year. And we talked about it. They are right at their seasonal numbers right here now. They're shooting 52 from the field and 42% from three. That's just what they've averaged all year long.
Christian Davis had a career-high 21 points earlier this week here in this tournament, and he's following it up here today with 17, and all of a sudden Bradley has pushed the lead back up to 10 here.
They made a run. Again, just great offense. With the lineup they have in, Mustafa's going to have a tough time with Atlason. They're trying to hedge and recover. You're not going to recover to a three-point shooter. So then when that guy rotates over, they're getting offensive rebounds right now. So let's see if they can, how they match up with their lineups when they come back out. We're at a critical point right now in the game for Middle Tennessee.
5 minutes and 52 seconds still to go. Championship of the Myrtle Beach Invitational here. And there is Loof, who's back in, the sophomore. Trying to change it up a little bit here for Middle Tennessee. Mustafa is out.
Yeah, and the reason why sticking close to Bradley because they have so much length, but they got so much roster flexibility, and they're a difficult team to press with their size and their multiple handlers.
Three-pointer lands, that's good. Big-time shot there for Kamari Lands. Again, he was the one that hit that game-tying three in the final seconds to send the Ohio game into overtime back on Thursday, in which they won in OT 83-81.
It's a big shot there. No hesitation from Kamari Lands.
Dean, pull up on the baseline. This guy is so tough. 15 points for him.
Yeah, game plan again. It's how do you handle the dribble handoffs and the ball screens with Duke Dean.
Lands defended by Hannah, gets it over to Weston. Weston on the spin and the dump off for Luke. He's fouled. Atlason picks up his third.
Great job there. You're in the bonus. And I think every time they foul, it stops the clock, continue to drive downhill. Soon you're going to be in a double bonus. It stops the clock, more important, it gives you a chance to, if you want to press, extend your press.
Got to hit the free throw zone. 9 of 14 now is Middle Tennessee. 4 of 7 this second half.
It's a couple of front ends of 1-and-1 as well, and it's hurt them. And those almost should count as 2 missed free throws when you miss those. See, take a look at Porter there.
All right, getting it back in at that under 4-minute timeout. Right, going to get a little rest here for the stretch run.
We're back in the zone. You got enough time here. You're only down 8. They got to know where the shooters are.
Atlason blocked by Luke. Huge play coming back there on defense. And he's calling for it underneath, and Lands wasn't able to get it to him.
Yeah, he was open early on the ball screen. You don't want to attack Hannah. They want to attack. Yeah, this is the matchup you want. Atlason is the guy you want to put in the ball screen.
Weston, it's bumped by Dean, shoots it up, no. Luke's got the offensive rebound, count the basket and a foul as Hannah got it.
As good as Mustafa has been, I don't know how do you take Luke off the court. I mean, just non-stop motor here, getting his hands on offensive rebounds, having a career night.
Put them both in at the same time. Create a mismatch. Do something, right?
You're going to have to run a lot of zone if you do that, but you got enough time to do so if you need to.
Big three-point play conversion there by Chris Luke, who now has a career-high 15 points. And we have a 5-point game with 4 minutes to go.
Back in the 2-3 zone. You got to look to keep the ball out of the middle. Watch the ball screen and then look to kick back on the 3 in the corner.
Dean fires it inside for Atlason, and he couldn't hang on to it. And it's going to be Middle Tennessee possession when we return. Close one from Myrtle Beach. 3:46 remaining to determine the champion. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by visitmyrtlebeach.com. Find where you belong at the beach. Playing for the trophy here of the 2024 Myrtle Beach Invitational. Bradley 70 and Middle Tennessee 65 with 3:46 remaining before one of these two teams hoists that up into the air. And it was Bradley with a 13-point lead not that long ago. And Middle Tennessee has chipped away, and they're getting right back in it here. As a look at your game summary, Mike Corey alongside Randolph Childress.
I think in the second half, Middle Tennessee stay here. Stop settling as much. Early in the second half, they started taking a lot of threes. Now they're back dominating the points in the paint. And Luke has been incredible tonight with 15 points with a career high, a couple of block shots here. And
right.
I think that's why Atlason missed that last layup. I mean, he got it blocked the previous possession. And his versatility, he's, you know, the defensive end tool, but also offensive rebounding. He's showing you everything he has right now. And they have enough left. It's a big possession here, 3:46 to play. Let's see what they do.
Bradley has committed 10 team fouls, so every foul from here on out, 2 shots at the line for Middle Tennessee. Conversely, Middle Tennessee's only committed 14 fouls here in the second half.
Bradley's in their matchup zone here. Trying to force a shot, 3-point shot. Don't settle, just drive it.
Well, clock is winding down, 5 to go. They're going to launch the 3. Buford, no, tapped around. There's going to be a foul on the rebound. Yep, it's going to be on Middle Tennessee. They got it on Luke. To his second.
I think at times when guys are backing off you, you tend to want to take the shot. I think it's more difficult if you take up the space off the dribble and then make a move. Makes it more challenging for guys just to lay off you here.
Hannah, look out!
Wow, you could see that coming.
Darius Hannah, 12 points for Bradley with authority. And that'll spark the Braves here with a lead by 7. Lands back for 3. No. Tap by Davis into the hands of Hannah.
Again, your success here is attacking off the bounce. You're bailing Baylor out. They're in the double bonus in the last 2 possessions. As we get to the guts of this game, and this game is being decided, you settle for 3s. Trying to run the action from middle ball screen here, that pocket pass, and you could see this coming a mile away. Look out. Luke's been outstanding, but he is on the wrong end of this poster here in Myrtle Beach.
My goodness. Well, and Hannah, I mean, he's familiar with this. He gets it back again, and this time he missed it, and his follow is good. And he got hit on the side of his face, but he converts to make it 74-65. Hannah, who's been with this Bradley team all 5 years. He's been on SportsCenter since his freshman year with some of those dunks, and I suspect it'll be back on there again here tonight.
Ball's moving much around it. Yeah, coach called the timeout. You're moving the ball east and west. At some point, you got to attack the zone, either off the dribble or throw it inside.
And on the other side for Bradley and Darius Hannah. I mean, his brother Davian is committed to Alabama.
Yeah.
So you talk about the athleticism in that family, right? It was assistant coach Jimmy Foster, who's also from Milwaukee, where Hannah is from. He recruited him. And Darius has also kind of helped bring in a few more from that Milwaukee area as well. And that's what it's like when you have a player like this guy who's been in the same school, the same place for all 5 years, and how much it means to him and what he's done with his career. You're seeing it tonight.
It matters, and you get to show that in your play, and you want to make this program a winner. We talked about that the other day with Zeke Montgomery, and look at this play. He takes the contact, elevates up, just flexing on him. It's an impressive play by an impressive player, and again, I'm just mesmerized with his numbers and watching him play over this weekend. He's just, and as talented as he is on the offensive end of the floor.
And his rebounding as well. He's got 13 boards in this game. He had 14 in the previous 2 games. He's got 27 rebounds for the tournament to go along with 41 points.
His versatility in the defensive end. He has the ability to defend on the perimeter, provide shot blocking.
Porter's runner does not go. Look out. Table's collapsing at the baseline. We'll fix that. Set that back up, yeah. The ball hit the table. It's going to go down that easily. We got to get some more support for that thing.
Move came flying in. It looked initially as if it was off his hands. Let's see if the video proves otherwise.
Under 2 minutes to take a look at it. Ball's going out of bounds, and that's what they're doing. Minute 44 to go in this game. Bradley 74. Middle Tennessee 65. Going to see who this ball went off of out of bounds. Let's see what we got here. Loof hits it. Does it get tapped there? Does it go back off of Loof? Or does it hit the baseline? There's a lot to take a look at.
Looks like Zeke Montgomery definitely touched it, but did he throw it off of?
Right. And where did it bounce after he touched it here? Let's see. Yeah, he touched it.
Yeah.
Did it go out there before?
Well, it looks like he's throwing it back onto the court, but the ball ends up going.
If it doesn't touch Loof, it should be out of bounds off of Bradley.
In this time out here, if you're Middle Tennessee, you got to talk about, obviously if it's your basketball, you got to draw up something to score. And then now you got to figure out how many more possessions do you want to go before you start fouling and who you foul at that point.
Middle Tennessee with 2 wins in a row, 5-1 on the season. Bradley's won 4 in a row, 5-1 on the season as well. This is the championship game of the Myrtle Beach Invitational, and it's going to go to Bradley, says Bert Smith. And so with a minute 44 to go, 9-point lead.
Yeah, you're going to set up your full court press at this point. You can't risk 30 seconds running off without. Look at the spacing on the floor. No one's in the front court here for Bradley.
Canada put it in. Almost a steal. That was Porter there.
Officials are talking about whether it was a change of possession or not. They're saying it's a change of possession and a turnover. So the shot clock goes back to 30 seconds.
There you go. Montgomery, backcourt. Dean gets it over nicely for Christian Davis. And now, Hannah, you're in no hurry here if you're Bradley.
No, not at all. You're going to keep the ball in Duke Dean's hand and let him decide who he wants to attack in the ball screen.
Corey Thomas. And to Hannah. 14 points. Count it. Add to that.
Got to keep a bigger body on Hannah. Post up smaller guards. Drives the big. You put a big on him, he drives him.
That may very well do it here. So we're coming under a minute to go, and it's Bradley by 11 points. Lands. They kick it out to Loof. That's a 3-ball, way off. I'm quite sure that's what you wanted. Instead, it's Weston inside, and he gets the 2. Davis slapped on the back there by Porter. And we're in the 1-and-1 here. It's been a fun 4 days here in Myrtle Beach. I mean, these teams laying it all out, and I know you had said at the start of the broadcast, how are you going to respond, right? Your third game in 4 days, and see Bradley, I mean, they seem to look pretty fresh here, to be honest.
They have,
with you.
and it's not a surprise to you and I. We watched this team when they warmed up, and we saw the intensity and how they prepare. And Coach Waldo's up, still coaching his guys. He's the same. He doesn't change his emotions in the sense of he's just consistent with his guys. He coaches them on the details of everything. And they respond to that because they know he's coaching them whether they're up 10 now. He's going to coach every second of this game, and he'll smile and celebrate after. But whether they're down or they're up, they know they're going to get a lot of consistency from their leader.
Block on the shot there. Thomas gets the block on Lands.
You see there, Corey Thomas, 4 fouls. He's not going to allow you to shoot a three. He's going to continue to come and challenge. And now he's telling his guys to take away the three and reminding Corey Thomas to defend the rim so there's no backdoor passes.
Fadeaway three is an air ball by Lands. Bradley possession. And just 31.2 to go before their Myrtle Beach Invitational champions in 2024.
And we had them opening day, and we were just blown away in how impressed they were. And they've just been the same thing. They've just been incredibly impressive.
Timeout Bradley. They've been led today by Christian Davis. 19 points for number 5, 16 for Hannah, 15 for Dean, 11 for Atlison, and 9 for Montgomery. That's your starting 5 right there for Bradley. It's pretty well balanced.
Just what they've been. Just high-level efficiency on the offensive end of the floor. Defensively, they created opportunities for themselves. Shot blocking when they needed it.
On the other side from Middle Tennessee, Coach McDevitt's group, Jalen Counter had a leg injury on Friday. He wasn't able to play today. He was the point guard, so he's out. They're hoping to get him back this week, along with Alec Oglesby, who has yet to play, a graduate student who's got a shoulder injury, shoulder surgery, but he's going to be available soon. So all of a sudden, this Middle Tennessee team is going to bring back some players. They'll be 5-2 after today, but it's going to be a really good year, I think, for them.
And Oglesby's their best shooter, and he's going to provide some experience and some consistency from the three-point line, which this team is lacking, and we talked about it here today. That was the only thing coming in where we knew that there would be a big discrepancy in his three-point shooting, and it shows. It allowed Bradley to play more zone than they normally play than we've seen the entire time. And although there was a couple of times with the fatigue, they just settled. You see there, Counter and sitting next to him is Oglesby, is Mustafa there. Those two guys will come back and provide a lot of depth in the backcourt.
Yeah, Coach McDevitt in his 7th season for Middle Tennessee, they won away 24 games his first 3 years. Well, the last 3 years, including the early part of this year, they've won 64. So on the right track now. Hard-fought game today. They got it within 5. Couldn't crack that. They were down by as many as 13, but they're going to come up short here in this one.
Yeah, he's telling his guys, run the last play, but did not foul afterwards. So this will be the last possession.
And then Brian Wardle and Bradley, in his 10th season as head coach, they're going to win their 4th in-season tournament under him, 8th overall in the program's history. Won one last year. They're going to win one here this year from Myrtle Beach. And the runner is good from Alston. Duke Dean. Middle Tennessee will not foul, and the Braves can run it out.
Congratulations to this group. They've been everything as advertised. Coming in, what you saw on film, what we saw in person. Just really good defensively when they needed to be, getting stops, and just really efficient on the offensive end. Congratulations to Bradley Braves as the Myrtle Beach Invitational champions. See Coach Walter there. The only thing he's upset about is his Braves, is his Bears today took another L. And Green Bay won. So he has to go home, and that's the only loss he's taken this entire week.
Big win for Bradley. 3-0 in the tournament, 6-1 on the season to begin, and they are the 2024 Myrtle Beach Invitational champions. In the 6th year of this tournament. And Christian Davis for Bradley, the MVP today with 19 points, 6 of 8 from the field, 3 boards, 4 assists, and he got it done for them.
And he's their best defender, most versatile defender, and he's definitely taken a step on the offensive end of the floor and so deserving of that trophy.
Almost all 5 starters in double figures. Montgomery was one off with 9, and they celebrate here with a championship from Myrtle Beach. Look out in Missouri Valley, right? There's some good teams this year. And Bradley's shown you a little bit here this week in South Carolina. Fun one, Randolph.
Great time, buddy.
We've got another to go. We do. And we'll do it with the 5th place game, Ohio and Texas State, coming up at 8 o'clock later on ESPN2. But that's a wrap for the title as Bradley wins it over Middle Tennessee, 80-69. Thanks for watching. Time now to get you to SportsCenter. Have a great night, everyone.
Way to go, Timothy. Way to go. All right, Christian. Way to go, way to go, way to go. Yeah.